question that's been raised to me several times over the last few weeks is, would the Strategic and Critical Materials Stockpiling Act ever apply to our ammo? Well, that's a great question. So we're going to take a look at that. Ultimately, what this act is it's an act that was put in place so if the president was in a state of emergency, he could use this act to acquire the stockpiles that the civilians have. An example of this was during COVID. The president used it to get stockpiles of masks and things like that. Now, in a wartime situation, and when there is an ammo shortage, ammunition definitely can apply here, but not just all ammo. So let's talk about this for a second. First, the president would have to show a need, and that would mean we would be in a wartime situation, because taking citizens' stockpile to fuel war efforts in Europe does not apply here. So, even though the U.S. military is struggling to keep up with ammunition, it's mostly large munitions, 110 millimeter shells, that sort of thing. But now that we have Ukraine, and then we also have what's going on with Israel, the larger munitions still take the same raw material as the small arms ammo. So it still applies, specifically the raw material aspect of it. But ultimately, if we were in a wartime situation, like a World War III, or we got boots on the ground in Europe, the president could definitely put forth this act and acquire the stockpiles of ammunitions that citizens have. Now, what stockpiles? Now, I have a moderate stockpile, but mine's more like I have some boxes in a closet. That does not apply. What this applies to is probably going to be mostly people that have warehouses of ammo. So this is going to be ammo distributors, there's going to be ammunition manufacturers, that sort of thing, or just people that, for whatever reason, have sat on warehouses of ammunition is what this is going to apply to. They're not going to want your 1,000 rounds of 9mm or your 2,000 rounds of 5.56 or whatever the case may be. This would only apply to the larger stockpiles. Once you get into the hundreds of thousands of rounds, now you're going to get the attention of the government if small arms ammo, specifically certain calibers, make their way to this act, which again, it would take war, U.S. boots on the ground war, and it would take a proven shortage, and it would then only apply to those larger stockpilers, those people who are producing ammo and sitting on it, that sort of thing. So any thoughts or insights you might have on this, definitely put it below. I would generally say, unless you have warehouses of ammo, you have nothing to worry about, was kind of the point of this video. So any thoughts, again, put that below. I would like to take a moment and say most people watch this channel, they're not subscribers to the channel. Please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. It greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these messages out. That link is below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.